believe my dad owned a company in 1972. It was all conventional printing, web and sheet-fed devices. I believe we had some mealy presses that were like 42-inch sheet-fed devices, and we had some web-fed. So, you know, as a young kid also, I remember running around the warehouse, climbing on the rolls, you know, using those as kind of my my jungle gym, you know, when my dad had to take me to work. So, yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat that Justin's in, where it's been a lifelong process for all of us.
It was definitely difficult because I would recognize the times where my dad would be gone before school, and he's still gone when I come home from school, that he's diligently working all the time to make sure everything flows, but that's definitely due to less automation. So I've seen it grow from that point. But mostly, I didn't understand it. I knew what a book was. I knew I had to do them in school, but I didn't really grasp the concept of how a book was made. I thought you could just do some sheets of paper, bind it together, and it was a book. I didn't really understand that it came from a roll, which came from a tree, which came from all this. So growing up and just kind of seeing how actually it goes from point 1 to point 2 to eventually a full book is made for the customer was a really cool learning experience for me.
Well, we kind of got into a point where we saw that vision of, you know, print runs getting shorter, and like what you're saying is just, you know, how do you find that niche, and what is that niche going to be? We feel that the lightweight paper market is definitely a niche for us digitally, because not many people can do that. So producing for the legal publishers who want, you know, more pages in a book, but they don't want to go to multi-volumes. So trying to figure out how do you produce that in a timely fashion through the digital applications that we have. My dad had a vision that this is the direction that print is going to go. Not necessarily maybe down to the book of one for us, but definitely we were looking at archiving pages and updating pages, and that's how we got into this, is basically through the updating of legal publications. And we have, you know, a digital library of over like 35,000 books that are in our digital library. And those books will never go out of print in our eyes, because if that person out there is looking for that book, we have the ability to print that book. So no book will ever go out. There's legacies, you know, that can consist throughout, where maybe in the old days you would not have that, you know, keeping the flats or the files and all the other, you know, plates or whatever you might have it, keeping those in inventory, because you just, after a certain while, you just put it into, and it would no longer be in print. So he was. In 1998, we decided to take that leap of faith and get into completely all digital. We were able to close down our conventional printing shop that we did have and take that and go completely digital with, I believe at that time there were 6 employees. Everything was sheet-fed devices. We had a small little binder, and we just tried to produce for our current customers that we had, trying to produce the work that was in plant. Now we kind of have grown through the digital application, where we have 2 digital webs and a digital sheet-fed device that now has taken us and ramped us up, that we do books of 1 to books of many. Normal print runs maybe anywhere from 1 copy up to about 750 to 1,000. Always trying to push that envelope to see if we can get a little more out of it. You know, it's taken us, you know, almost 30 years now. It's kind of weird to say that. That 30 years, over the last 30 years, we've gone from 2 little devices to where we are today. Looking for that next thing that can take us to somewhere else, be better than what we currently are now. And how do we do that? And through the technology, through Impostrip and Batch Builder, it's allowed us to investigate what we bring into the company and figure out how to air traffic control, basically. We can take files from anywhere in the world, which we do. We send them into certain filters that we have. We gang product, and we send it to our equipment that we have there. To the Batch Builder's credit and Impostrip's, you know, it doesn't matter what we're printing on. We have various machines out there, different brands, and it all works seamlessly throughout our plant.
We have some customers that we have flows set up where they can automatically submit files to us and specifications. In that case, they would submit these files to us, and we would be able to produce that book without any interaction from us other than automated flows. In a less automated fashion, a customer might submit a PO to us and the specs through email or FTP, and we can plan them and import them into our database, and then they would flow the same way as another customer. We have a FileMaker database that we are able to put in all of our specs and all of the job attributes that we need to produce the material. And we use that to produce quantities from a book of one, up to over 1,000. This FileMaker database integrates into multiple other tools like Impostrip, Batch Builder, and other internal tools, which we are able to send files directly to press without any human intervention. It's very important. Right now, we have over 40,000 titles in there for POD. We also have over 100 different trims sizes in. Yes, our database tracks in inventory, and when inventory reduces below set quantities, we generate what we call auto jobs, which then go into Batch Builder and Impostrip through an automated fashion and through automated. So when an auto job is created, it will automatically be assigned to the proper imposition and press depending on the size and specifications. That work will then be grouped based on volume and sent out to Impostrip, which will then impose and put all of the unique markings that we need to manufacture the book. After Impostrip, it goes directly to the press, where our press operator will release the job, and we're good to go. Oh, it's absolutely critical. We would not be able to produce this work if humans had to touch every single piece. Automation allows us to group these jobs together and process them all in one swoop instead of processing each one individually. So we use XML mostly for integration between the various applications.
I would definitely say I have more of a passion for technology. Books are a great offering to tie that to. But if you would have asked me 10 years ago, am I gonna be here shipping books? I think probably every son that has a father that has a company would say, I never wanna do that. And then eventually they learn why they work so long, why they put so many years and time and effort into it. And then you can really start to appreciate it. And it then turns into, wow, I want to make my dad proud and do the next great thing for his legacy. I think seeing a younger face definitely out recruiting kids my age will definitely help, because they'll see that it's not just a bunch of older generation types that need the younger generation to keep their business going. It's more so now they can see, hey, I have this love for it too. And I've already spoke with some of my friends. One of them works here now and has really been a great asset to learn what I do and then also learn about the company. And then hopefully more younger faces can attract more younger faces. But like you said, a lot of people see it as a dying industry, where I see it more as a narrowed industry, let's say. So there's always going to be the need for print. It's just, how do we become the best printer to fill that need? I've really got it from its infancy stage and have been able to build it through time. And it kind of paired up nice while I was in college. I was doing my senior year. I was able to take a lot of the skills and traits and things that I learned in my variety of classes and actually apply them in real time and get some understanding that my education is now being put into practice. So I learned how Amazon and Walmart do their fulfillment, how they set their warehouse up. I was able to take that and apply that to here. I learned about how the print-on-demand industry works, how the variable data works. I was able to implement that, while I was building my baby, I guess you could call it. I think this style of business will continue to be important regardless of if it's print or any other industry. So the old train of thought is have stock for customers to buy. I think is dying away with my generation, especially with how many different things and how active we are in different spaces of our life. So for 1 year, I might be really hot on this, and I want to buy everything that goes around that, and then everything that goes around my next topic. So that difference of flow, I think is gonna force anyone that has any form of production to lower their runs and go towards more having that ability for, whether it be a file for print or a die for manufacturing, have that ability to make one on the fly and get that to a customer and have it be different every time. As you continue to change, you continue to get better, you solve more problems, you become more efficient, and ultimately you provide a better experience to the customer.
Well, right now we're looking in the world of embellishments, trying to find ways that we can offer more creative things to the marketplace. We're pretty much a book manufacturer, and we like to branch out into a little more commercial work, and we feel that this is an avenue for us. So we're definitely investigating hard into the world of embellishments. And obviously just looking at internally what we have to try to figure out how do we become more efficient, that we can take turnaround times of 72 hours and maybe just take it down to 48 hours or even faster. The world has become a point where I want it now, and we've done a nice job of getting to that point, but there's always more that we can do.
More automation. It just comes down to the more you can automate things, the better. Personally, for me, I think our biggest lacking area is the bindery. We could have a full inline bindery. This equipment has that capability. I believe the efficiency we could gain by having one operator be able to bind a book and then have it automatically be trimmed to a finished product. Definitely would be a cost savings and efficiency gainer instead of having it bind on a cart, trim on a cart, and then eventually get delivered out here. So.
For us, it is a family-owned business. My dad is 83 years old, walks around every morning. He'll shake hands with all the employees out there, just letting them know that we care about them. We have, other family members, not our families, but we have brothers and sisters that are working. We have brothers and brothers working here also. So the dynamic is, it's a culture. We spend more time as a group here than we probably spend with our families during the week. So, we want open lines of communication. We want them to feel that they're a part of something, because they are. And it really makes a really good environment when everybody can kind of turn to the next guy and say, I'm here for you.